Hi, my name is Peyton Johnson, and welcome back to Decimos. Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about school supplies and the materials you are going to need for school academy. So, first off, I know that a lot of people like to bring different folders and different notebooks for each class. Overall, I did that kind of freshman year. I started off like that. I'm going into my sophomore year now, but that I found that kind of arbitrary because you don't need these things for every single class. Some classes you're going to need a binder, you're going to need a notebook, or just a folder. So try to figure that out like the minute you get your schedule. So try to find what you think are going to be your hardest classes or your most homework heavy classes. For me last year, that was AP Human Geo and Chem. So I started to bring binders just to keep in my locker that divided up all of my units, and I just put like my past tests in here or whatever to keep it all in one cohesive space where I could just find it later. So that's very important. But then also depending on what classes you're taking, figuring out if you need just a notebook, a folder, or both. So for example, my math class, I took a lot of notes. I didn't get too many handouts. A lot of the things were online. So I just brought a notebook. And then on the other hand, for Spanish, I didn't really take too many notes. So I just had a folder. This helps really lighten your load because trust, you do not want to be taking so many things in your backpack because it's going to be very heavy really quickly, especially in high school where you're constantly holding your backpack and moving around from class to class. You do not want to hold so many things inside that it gets to be too much. I also recommend having an organization method. Now, planners don't really work for me, so I just kind of had like some Post-its or like a little flip notebook last year where I would just write down what I had. Or you can make folders and drives online for each individual class if that's how you like to keep track of things. But you also need something for time management. So for me, I had like my calendar on my phone, or I used my whiteboard and I put, okay, so Monday I have this test, or Wednesday I have a math quiz or something like that, so that I had some space where I could consistently see and be reminded that I have something to study for or have something to turn in. So that's very important. And then you also want to have a good pencil case. Now, this is one of the biggest mistakes that I made my freshman year, thinking that I needed, oh my gosh, I needed like 51 crayon pencils and I needed like 10 markers and like so many highlighted. You don't need that. I trust, please. Do not take all that stuff because it gets really, really, really heavy and it's not very fun to carry around. So this year what I decided to do was get one of these smaller things where I could have a different like pencil case to keep in my locker or keep at home that had like the crayon pencil or whatever. But this one just carries like the essentials. Like I have a pen in here, I have some highlighters, I also have this pencil, some gum, an eraser, just like the regular stuff that you're going to need from day to day. It just kind of makes sense to have. 9 times out of 10, your teachers will let you know when they need you to just bring in specific crayon pencils or specific colored markers or pens or whatever. So usually if you have them in your locker, you have them at home, you have time to go get them. But that's important. And then also having a whiteout. It's very important. I had like a paint one, but it got really messy really quickly and you always had to wait for it to dry. So getting this one to help cover up those pen mistakes, really quick and easy, really, really fun. So I hope this helped, and tune in to some other Decimos episodes to figure out how to use your locker and a whole bunch of other things that I'm going to have posted soon. So bye, thanks for watching.